Today is Monday, January 26, 2026. Morning devotional prayer for peace, joy, and overflowing blessings. Don't scroll. Stay right here, yes you. Pause, just for a moment. I know, you're used to flying past videos. Your mind is already halfway through your day, scrolling through noise, clutter, stress. But this isn't by accident. Your soul brought you here. You've been asking for a sign, something, anything, to let you know you're going to be okay. That you're not alone in all of this. And here it is. This is it. This is divine timing. What you're about to hear is not from me. It's a message straight from the Spirit, and your heart has been desperate for it. You've been carrying so much, haven't you? Smiling in conversations, but aching inside. Struggling to fall asleep with those racing thoughts. Waking up heavy, replaying what you've lost, what broke, what still hasn't made sense. You've been so strong for so long, but can I tell you something? You don't have to carry all of it anymore. That ache in your chest, that lump in your throat that never really goes away, that quiet voice inside saying, there has to be more than this. That's not weakness. That's your spirit awakening. That's you being called into something deeper. Something real. You're not broken, you're breaking free. Listen to me. You didn't come across this at random while dragging through another Monday morning. You didn't press play just to hear pretty words wrapped in empty encouragement. No, love. This is specific. This is sacred. This is personal. The timing? Divine. The message? Meant for you. Not your neighbor. Not your friend. Not your phone contact list. You. God sees you. Yes, even in the middle of the ugly cry. Last night. Even when you prayed with a whisper because you didn't feel worthy to pray out loud anymore. Even when you sat in your car just to breathe and asked the sky if anyone even knows how hard you've been trying. And the answer is yes. Heaven knows. Your angels have been assigned. You are not here to suffer endlessly. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. Stop scrolling and come back to your breath. This is sacred ground. Holy space. The universe paused and said, get this message to them now. You've been in a battle behind closed doors, and nobody sees how much you fought just to keep standing. But God saw. Heaven witnessed the nights you couldn't speak a word and just cried yourself to sleep. The prayers you had to whisper through doubt. The moments when you stared at the ceiling wondering if your life had missed its mark. But let me release you from the lie. Divine timing is still chasing you down. What hasn't happened yet is not punishment, it's preparation. You are not being ignored, you are being protected and positioned. And Monday, January 26, 2026, is not just another date. It's a supernaturally charged marker in your timeline. A spiritual reset. If you're still listening, take that as your confirmation. God is trying to get a word into your spirit right now. This is not motivational fluff, it's a prophetic appointment. A divine interruption. A sign that breakthrough, peace, and restoration are not just concepts, they're coming to your door. I can feel it in my bones as I say this. There is a supernatural shift beginning in your life. Something unseen is moving. Something soft but powerful. Like the very heavens are holding their breath, waiting for you to say, I receive it. And when you say that, when you open your heart like a house left locked for too long, light is going to rush back in. Joy is going to tiptoe into your mornings again. Peace is going to take up space in the places where anxiety used to live. Don't say you're too broken. Don't tell me that you've messed up too much. Nothing you've been through has disqualified you from your destiny. In fact, it prepared you for it. Don't you see? The very pain that almost took you out is the proof that you're not just surviving, you're on your way to overflow. And overflow doesn't come to just anyone. It's the evidence that heaven has something too big to contain for you. I know you've been seeing signs, some numbers repeating, random dreams that felt real, a name that keeps popping up, strangers giving you words that hit something deep. That's not just your imagination. That's divine orchestration. The angels are closer now than they've ever been. Have you noticed the 111s, the 222s, maybe 777 keeps coming across your screen? Those are angel numbers, love. They're heaven's way of sending you post-it notes for your path. You're aligned. You're guided. You're not alone. Take that in. Let this be the moment you remember who you are. You're not too far gone. You're not empty. You're not invisible. You are a walking miracle in motion. And right now, this very second, the presence of peace is filling the air around you. Can you feel it? That soft tingle? That still tug in your chest? That's not anxiety, that's God. The veil is lifting. The noise is fading. And for the first time in a long time, your soul is tuning in again. You're not hopeless. You're powerful. And something new is beginning today. Listen, don't click away from this yet. Please. I know your heart is tired. I know your faith has been barely hanging by a thread. I know there are days where you feel like you're praying into a silent sky and getting nothing back but echoes of your own confusion. But what if I told you that silence is not absence, it's alignment? What if I told you that the stillness you've been sitting in is where your miracle has been carefully forming? Family, listen carefully. The detour was divine. The closed doors were covered in grace. You weren't being rejected. You were being rerouted to something greater than you could have imagined at the time. And yeah, I get it. It didn't feel fair. It felt like the more you gave, the more it hurt. Like the deeper you loved, the deeper the cuts. But I'm here to tell you right now, in this very moment, under the sound of my voice, that your wilderness is ending. Spiritually, emotionally, prophetically. What you've been walking through was not punishment, it was pruning. You haven't been losing, you've been shedding. Shedding old layers, false identities, worn-out beliefs that no longer fit who you're becoming. And I know, it was lonely. People walked away. Friendships crumbled. That relationship ended. The ones you thought would never leave, somehow did. But hear me, rejection is often projection, and sometimes God has to clear the room before He reveals the blessing. Because where He's taking you, not everyone can follow. They don't have the capacity for your next level. They can't handle the calling that's on your life. You've been dimming your light trying to fit in rooms you were called to lead. You've been playing small to make others comfortable. Meanwhile, your spirit has been screaming to expand. And the tears you've cried? The private breakdowns you've hidden from the world? They've been watering the soil of your own rebirth. Something inside you is shifting right now. Can you feel it? That stirring that you're not who you were even 3 months ago. That deep knowing that something unseen is aligning just beyond what your eyes can see. That's not anxiety, that's acceleration. The weight hasn't increased, your wings are just growing. The pressure hasn't been punishment, it's been proof that you're being shaped for something profound. If no one's told you this lately, let me say it with every ounce of prophetic fire in me. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are not random. You don't wake up every morning with that lingering ache in your chest because you're broken. You feel deeply because you were born with spiritual depth. You were born to move mountains with your voice. You were born to break generational cycles of silence and shame. You were born to walk in freedom, not fear. This isn't just a nice sounding prayer for your morning commute. This is an alarm clock for your soul. Wake up, your future is calling. You've cried enough tears for what you walked away from. Now it's time to celebrate what you're walking into. I know you feel behind. I know you think you missed your chance. But God says, I'm the God of divine reversals. I can restore what the locusts stole. I can rebuild what people shattered. I can return oil to your jar, strength to your feet, and joy to your dry bones. You may have been down, but you are not finished. You may have been delayed, but you are not denied. Stop saying it's too late. Listen carefully. If the dream was in you, it's because it was meant for you. Whatever God starts, He finishes. Don't you dare bury your vision just because you haven't seen fruit yet. Even seeds grow in silence. Even promises take time to stretch into form. And everything you've lost along the way, every heartbreak, every unanswered question, heaven is capable of restoring all of it in better form, with divine timing. This is not the end of your story, beloved. This is the plot twist. The moment where everything starts bending in your favor. That job you thought you needed? That relationship you tried to force? That season you begged God to keep alive because it was all you knew? It's behind you now, and thank God it is. Because had it worked out the way you wanted, you would have never stepped into what God always planned. So breathe. Close your eyes for just a second. Inhale purpose, exhale fear. Right now, angels are moving on your behalf. Right now, even as you listen, doors are being whispered open in rooms your name has already been spoken in. You've been seen. You've been heard. And above everything else, you've been marked. Marked for peace. Marked for joy. Marked for overflow. You didn't miss it. You're not cursed. That thing that fell apart didn't destroy you. It revealed you. And let me confirm what your spirit already knows. Your next season doesn't require you to fix the past. It just needs you to finally receive what's ahead. Let go, truly let go. Because when you release, you make room. Room for healing. Room for divine connections. Room for those soulmate-level friendships. And yes, the kind of love that doesn't confuse you or use you or silence you, but mirrors your soul and honors your heart. It's coming. And no, it's not too good to be true. It's already been written in a chapter you're turning into right now. So keep listening. Stay aligned. If you thought this was the end of your joy, think again. If you thought the best parts of your life were behind you, love, destiny, purpose, meaning, you couldn't be more wrong. What's coming next is drenched in grace, soaked in peace, and tailor-made just for you. Let this settle into your bones. It gets better from here. Not because all your problems will magically disappear, but because you are stronger now. You are ready now. Everything you went through made sure of it. And whether you believe in God, or energy, or the universe orchestrating things behind the scenes, know this. The pain was never wasted, and the breakthrough is already in motion. This was your sign. This was your confirmation. And this moment right now is the beginning of everything shifting. You've been seeing the signs, haven't you? Repeating numbers. Random, almost eerie moments of perfect synchronicity. 111, 333, 444, 777. Those times when you check the clock and it's 11:11, or 2:22, or your birthday numbers show up on receipts, addresses, license plates. You just stood still for a second, wondering, is something trying to reach me? And the answer is yes. Something divine is trying to get your attention, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Have you noticed how songs hit different lately? How dreams have been more vivid, even prophetic. How conversations feel like déjà vu, like your spirit already knew the end before the moment even began. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. That's a thin veil between this world and the world you can't yet see, cracking open just enough to whisper, "You're not alone. You're on the path. You're not crazy." It's all aligning. It's like heaven is gently pulling the curtain back and saying, "Look deeper. Pay attention. I'm working here." And I know not everyone around you gets it. Maybe you've started to feel disconnected from the people who used to know you best, because something in your energy has changed. You don't laugh at the same jokes. You don't feel peace in the same places. That's what a spiritual awakening feels like. It's not loud, it's subtle. It unravels the ordinary. It shows you what isn't serving your soul anymore. And no, you're not being dramatic. You're tuning into your higher frequency. You're not imagining it. Your soul is evolving. You're becoming sensitive to real energy, to clean intentions, to authentic love. Emotional chaos doesn't sit right anymore. Surface level friendships drain you. Forced conversations make your skin crawl. Even social media feels heavy some days because your soul is crying for depth, truth, and divine connection, not more noise. And if you've been in a season of shedding, people, patterns, pain, that's your sign that the universe is decluttering your path so that you can make room for delivery. That prayer you prayed? That desperate whisper you didn't even have words for? It didn't bounce off the ceiling. It registered like thunder in the heavens. So when things start leaving your life suddenly, jobs, friends, situations, it's not always warfare, it's often divine realignment. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. And right now, right here, whether you can feel it or not, your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't even stepped into yet. Your reputation is being reshaped without your effort. God is rerouting every missed call into a divine appointment. Sometimes what looks like delay is actually protection from what seemed good but wasn't God. And if you're still feeling like you're in the late stages of heartbreak, or confusion, or even emotional isolation, breathe easy. This message is to remind you, divine love is closer than you think. Yes, I'm talking about soulmate energy. Someone is being prepared, healed, and aligned just like you are. Someone is praying over their future life, and your name is already written into the vision. And no, I don't mean just any person who shows up with charm and potential. I mean a soul mirror. The one who looks into your eyes and sees home. The one who validates the emotional language you were conditioned to silence. The one who comes into your life not just to be something new, but to correctly love all the broken places, without making them feel like burdens. That kind of connection isn't found when you're begging for it, it comes when you're ready to receive it. And right now, your spirit is preparing for something real. That means loneliness may increase before the alignment shows up. Isolation isn't the absence of people, it's the presence of preparation. Let that sink in. You're not alone. You're in divine incubation. You're being stripped of distractions so that when what's meant for you finally arrives, there will be no confusion, only confirmation. And if you're asking, but how will I know when it's time? The answer is, you'll feel peace, not panic. You'll feel safe in your vulnerability, not scared of being misunderstood. The energy of your next level won't demand you shrink. It will invite you to expand. And perhaps the most powerful part, you won't need to chase or force it. What's divinely assigned to you can't be delayed by what walked away. You don't have to beg for what's already yours in the spirit. Just because it hasn't arrived in the physical yet doesn't mean it's not real. It means it's in transit. So trust it. Trust the timing. Trust the tension. Trust that weird in-between space you're walking through right now. It's holy. It's sacred. You're not off schedule, you're on heaven's time clock. And if you're listening to this thinking, but I'm tired, I've trusted before, and I've been hurt, then this is especially for you. Because the betrayal didn't bury you, it birthed you. The pain didn't poison you, it purified you. You're not weaker now, you're more discerning, more spiritually alert, more in tune with what your soul will no longer tolerate. That's not trauma, it's transformation. You've entered deeper waters. You've graduated levels. And now, heaven is moving to match the version of you that's been refined by the fire. So take heart. Wipe your tears. Lift your chin. Say it over yourself right now. I am in alignment with everything that is meant for me. What's mine is mine. What's ahead is greater than what's gone. I am emotionally available for peace, joy, truth, prosperity, and divine love in every form it arrives. Repeat it. Breathe it in. Because something has already shifted. Even as you listen, I promise you, angels are moving your name into the ears of the right people. Peace is circling back like a boomerang. And love? Real, grounded, beautiful, healing love, it's packing its bags right now and heading toward you, divinely timed, heaven stamped. Because this is the year where you receive different. This is the season where the promise and the prophecy collide. Let me speak to the part of your heart that still doesn't believe it. The part that's so used to rejection, confusion, broken promises, and inconsistencies that it flinches at the word love. You've been through so much. Too much, maybe. And because of it, you've started to quietly believe that maybe deep, grounded, soul-connected love just isn't in the cards for you. Maybe it was for someone else. For the couple in that cute video you scrolled past. For someone who didn't experience the heartbreak you did. For someone who didn't give their whole heart, just to have it handed back in pieces. For someone who didn't spend late nights crying, wondering why things keep falling apart right when it feels real. But I need you to hear these words like heaven itself is writing them across your morning. Love was never taken from you. Love is being prepared for you. You think you missed it? No, love. It wasn't time. God didn't orchestrate your lonely seasons to punish you, but to preserve you. Not everyone deserved access to the most sacred parts of your soul. Not everyone was qualified to hold your heart properly. What if the delay wasn't denial, but divine direction, rerouting you from people who would have drained your light? What if that person you thought you needed would have only embarrassed your calling, distracted you, warped your self-worth, and dimmed your discernment? And what if everything that didn't work was God's gentle protection, shielding you while He handcrafted someone who could love you correctly, purely, and prophetically? You've been praying hard for peace, for stability, for companionship that feels like home, not drama. And guess what? Heaven heard you. Because you weren't designed just to struggle through life with a deep calling and an aching heart. You were created for covenant. For the kind of love that doesn't just hold you, but pushes you closer to God. That covers your insecurities instead of triggering your trauma. That doesn't judge your emotional depth but honors the fact that you feel everything deeply. That kind of love exists, and no, you didn't miss it. It's just being built differently, uniquely, to fit the person God is shaping you into. Because real love doesn't come with confusion. Real love doesn't require you to edit yourself or play small games to earn bare minimum attention. Covenant love? It calls you up. It speaks purpose over you. It brings peace, not panic. And here's the prophetic truth that's going to unlock something deep inside your chest. The love you're waiting on is waiting on you to believe again. It's not withheld. It's water in the well. But you've got to let the old heartbreaks go. You've got to stop comparing what's coming to what disappointed you. That was survival. But this next chapter is for revival. That old pain taught you how to build walls, but destiny is now inviting you to build windows. Places of openness, of hope, of vision again. And I know, vulnerability is terrifying, especially when you've tasted betrayal dressed as intimacy. But vulnerability is also where miracles happen. God doesn't need you to perform perfection for connection. He's not looking for a flawless version of you. He's sending someone who can love the real, raw, healing version of you. The version that still stutters when trusting. The version that sleeps with emotional guards locked. The version that's strong in public but soft in solitude. That you, the whole, honest, divine you, deserves love too. A partner who feels like both prayer and peace. A connection so divine, even your spirit exhales. And if you've been asking, but when? How long do I have to wait for someone who truly sees me? Really hears me? Here it is. Your heart is being prepared right now to be seen completely and loved correctly. That lonely space you're in isn't empty, it's holy. Everything inside of you is being recalibrated so you never confuse temporary passion for eternal partnership again. God is removing the taste for distraction. He's cutting the soul ties that had too much power over your emotions. He's even placing people in your path right now who may not look like your type, but they carry kingdom energy. Be open. Be discerning. God uses the unexpected to fulfill the unimaginable. That stranger who's been speaking life into your spirit lately? That connection that feels like easy, safe? Don't ignore it. Some soulmates don't show up in fireworks. They arrive as stillness, comfortable silence, laughter that feels like home, a sudden peace that doesn't compete with your purpose or trauma. And here's what you need to know next. Your love story isn't going to look like anyone else's. Why? Because your calling is rare. The way you love is rare. The depth of your soul is not common. So expect a love that feels different, deeper, slower, safer, but more spiritual than anything you've known before. A love that doesn't rush God's process but honors it. A love that backs your vision without needing the spotlight. A love that covers you in prayer before it ever desires to touch you. That love is not fictional, it's forming. And every day that you choose to heal, choose to stay soft, choose to keep believing that your heart isn't too much, you inch closer to it. Your next level love starts with next level faith. Say it to yourself out loud. I am not too damaged to be loved correctly. I am not too emotional to be understood deeply. I am worthy of a love that reflects heaven. I am being aligned with a partner who sees the real me and doesn't flinch. That's your declaration today. Not to the world, but to your soul. Because when God writes a love story, it's not messy, it's ministry. And this next relationship, it won't squeeze you into a box or drain you of your peace. It will water the parts of you that once wilted under careless hands. It will bring laughter back to your mornings, safety back to your chest, a heartbeat that sounds like home. And if you haven't met them yet, keep growing, keep healing. They're on their way. Your spirit will know before your eyes see it. You won't have to chase. You won't have to beg. You won't have to prove your worth. Covenant love knows your value without a price tag. And when it arrives, you'll realize why all the other doors had to close. Because this one was being opened by heaven itself. Listen closely, because this is the part where everything changes. This is where what you've been praying for begins to take form. This is where you stand in the middle of what looked like a dead end and suddenly realize it was always a hidden beginning. Right now, even as you listen, something is moving in the invisible realm on your behalf. This is not a motivational pep talk. This is a heavenly transaction. A prophetic moment soaked in divine oil, and your spirit knows it. You can feel it in your chest right now, that heat, that tug, that deep exhale your soul just released after holding its breath for far too long. That's what peace feels like after years of internal war zones. That's what breakthrough sounds like when it whispers instead of roars. No more waiting. No more wondering if it's your turn. No more dragging your feet through yesterday's fears. This is your launch point. This is the gate of overflow opening. This, right here, right now, is your confirmation. All that time you spent hidden? It was sacred. God wasn't ignoring you. He was insulating you. Preparing you for the kind of blessing that wouldn't just look good to others but would heal something inside you. You weren't buried. You were planted. And the soil may have felt like silence, but it was holy ground. Your roots grew deeper than anyone could see, and now your fruit is about to show, not in pieces, not in poverty, but in pouring abundance. Get ready for things to start unfolding quickly. You thought breakthrough would be a slow trickle, but when it comes, it's going to come like a flood, a rush. A divine acceleration that will leave people watching in awe, asking, how did everything turn around so fast? But you'll know. You were there in the silent stretch. You endured the breaking. You didn't rush the process. And now, the blessing that's coming won't feel fabricated, it'll feel familiar. Because God doesn't bless who you pretend to be. He blesses the version of you that kept showing up in obedience, even with shaky hands and bare feet. The version of you that cried and prayed and praised anyway. Yes, you. The same you who questioned if you were even worthy of all that you've asked God for. The version of you who let go of control, who surrendered when it hurt, who finally said, okay, God, even if it doesn't make sense, I trust you anyway. That surrender is birthing supernatural favor. And hear this favor isn't fake. It doesn't flirt with you then ghost you. It's not some temporary feel-good high. This favor is rooted. This isn't just breakthrough, it's birthing. It's the tangible evidence of the prophetic words spoken over you beginning to take shape. Contracts signed. Opportunities released. Healing showing up in your body. Unexpected checks in the mail. Relationships being reconciled. Soulmates crossing paths in God's perfect timing. Dreams that once haunted you now happening right in front of you. And the beautiful thing is, it won't be forceful. It'll feel like flow. You won't chase. You won't beg. What's meant for you will start chasing you down. Because when divine timing and alignment lock arms, favor follows like a shadow. And with that favor comes responsibility, not to hustle harder, but to stay sensitive to what's sacred. You're stepping into a season where your gift makes room for you, but your character is what keeps you there. So stay anchored. Stay soft. Stay surrendered. God is not raising influencers, He's raising intercessors. People who don't just want the spotlight but know how to steward the secret place. You aren't just called, you're trusted. And that's why the fire didn't consume you. That's why the pain didn't get the final word. That's why despite everything, despite the loss, the betrayal, the silence, the nights you thought you wouldn't make it, you're still here. Standing tall in the rubble. Eyes wide open to what's blooming from ashes. That's the God factor on your life. The part that doesn't make sense logically but makes perfect sense prophetically. And now you're about to watch everything that tried to kill your spirit become fuel for your rise. What once wore you down is now your wisdom. What once broke you is now your brilliance. What once stopped you is now your story. You are the miracle. Not some abstract wish floating in the sky, you. Right here. Right now. A breathing, healing, unstoppable force of purpose and promise. So get up. Get ready. Get in position. Speak to your atmosphere. Speak to your future. Declare with boldness, my time is now. My destiny is activating. My season of overflow is here. And I will not miss it because I'm too afraid to walk in it. Say it again. Louder. Fiercer. Watch how heaven responds when you stand in your authority. Angels are on assignment. Provision is being dispatched. Closed doors are beginning to creak. Keys are finding locks. And your name, yes, your name, is being mentioned in divine rooms for things you didn't even apply for, prepare for, or pitch. That's what divine favor looks like. It doesn't make sense, it makes history. And it starts today, this moment. On this Monday, January 26, 2026, not just any day, but the day heaven interrupted your scroll to remind you who you are, whose you are, and what's still coming for you. So don't go back to sleep. Don't slouch into fear. Don't water yourself down to fit back into a life God is trying to rewire. This is your time. This is your shift. This is your awakening. Everything changes now. And you are ready.